What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to TTB Ravens Media. The Baltimore Ravens are officially on the clock again in the sixth round. They have a ton of sixth-round picks. This is pick 186. They just went with Bilal Cohn out of Western Michigan, somebody that I think it was a position of need, but I wouldn't be surprised if they go cornerback again. The first kicker of the draft did just go to New England a couple picks before, and I said in the last video, don't be surprised if the Ravens try and draft a kicker. I think it's a position of need. I think it's a position of value. But right now, I'm looking at defensive line. I think there's some really good D tackles that are still available. That are big, that can play that 3-tech, play that 1-tech spot. And just be good depth on the D line. I think there's good offensive linemen. Cam Williams out of Texas was thought to maybe be even a day 2 pick. He wouldn't play right away, obviously, but would be another guy that, could just help us as depth at that offensive tackle spot. There's some good wide receivers available. Ricky White is somebody that I know a lot of people like. Obviously there's cornerbacks available. I love Jay Higgins still out of Iowa as another linebacker. Get him with Teddy Buchanan because we don't have a lot of linebacker depth. They're actually officially announcing the Pittsburgh pick right now, but the Ravens are on the clock. Hopefully they just, do it really quickly. They never, every Ravens fans know they never actually show the Ravens getting their pick in. That's always after the draft happens, we get to see the Ravens social and they actually show the actual pick being announced. Kind of annoying. I'd like to see every pick. Like, honestly, personally, I don't really care much for the analysis, especially when they talk about Shedeur the whole time. But let me know in the comment section down below your thoughts on the draft so far. Check out the other videos on all my instant reactions to all the Ravens picks. So far, I've been pretty happy with them. I was surprised. I did look because I didn't know. Remember, I just got home and I turned on the camera and I started recording my instant reaction for the Ravens' last 6th round pick. So for Bilal Cohn, Kobe Bryant is still available. That's a really good cornerback. Now the Steelers might take him right here. We'll see. This guy's taking forever to announce it. I'm watching it on mute. So, but they just took Will Howard. Wow. Okay. The Steelers got Will Howard. I don't think Will Howard's good at all. I like Ohio State. I don't think Will Howard is good. He had one of the worst combine performances in the history of the NFL combine. Couldn't hit a single throw. But he did win the national championship, so you got to give him credit for that, I guess. But cool. Steelers got their quarterback. That means the Ravens, they got, that's not a position the Ravens were targeting. And I hope the Ravens are able to get, either corner, D-line, or wide receiver. There's also some good pass rushers still available. I do like Antoine Powell-Ryland a lot. I think I would take him here. There's Jared Ivey, I believe, is still on the board out of Ole Miss. Very big, very strong and physical pass rusher that can set the edge really well. Would love to get him. I'm really curious to see where we go because, again, we have 6 sixth-round picks. Tongue twister to say, but 6 sixth-round picks. And the Ravens love their late-round guys. And I did see a tweet from Jeff Zrebiec talking about how even after the draft, we'll only have like 63 players or 61 players on the roster. And the Ravens pick is in officially. So we'll be able to get a lot of UDFAs as well because we lost so many people to free agency. But the benefit is it wasn't a ton of starters. It's a lot of depth, which is what the draft is for originally, right? You draft guys for depth in this day 3 round, in the late day 2 round, right? Sometimes you get starters, right? Sometimes you get a guy like Mike Green that falls to you. Sometimes you get a guy like Emory Jones that could be the starter. But a lot of times you end up just taking a guy that can just help your guys, right? Be a backup, be a camp body, help this team grow and potentially develop into the starting player, that you can possibly be. The Ravens do a great job at that with pass rushers, which is why I think I wouldn't be surprised if we see a pass rusher get taken. They're showing the Pittsburgh Steelers draft really quickly. I think it's fine. I think Harmon's a decent pick. I think Jack Sawyer's a really good pick. Caleb Johnson, he's a good football player. Yahya Black is pretty solid as a D tackle. They got 2 D tackles. I think they're preparing for Cam's departure, which is nice for Ravens fans. I will say it'll be nice to not play against Cam Hayward twice a year for the next 10 years because we've been doing it for the last 10 and he's pretty darn good at football. Hopefully they just flashed on the screen. We don't have to wait for Mel Kiper to continue ranting about something. I don't know what he's talking about, actually. I'm watching on mute. Mel Kiper. I respect Mel Kiper. He's the legend, but also I don't really care for his analysis. But like, I think he's the greatest ever because I mean, he used to put in so much work back in the day. I'm trying to get all that scouting done, and people didn't used to have social media, didn't used to have all the film. Um, but Mel's best available says Roger Longerbeam, who I think is good out of Rutgers. I brought up Cam Williams already. Tyler Loop out of Arizona. I think Ryan Fitzgerald's also available. Both kickers. Tez Johnson's a wide receiver, very undersized. LaQuint Allen. Brashard Smith is a running back I really like. Really good pass catching running back. Really good in space. Could be a guy that is just utilized in screen passes and in the screen game. He was a former wide receiver, so you could put him at wide out and have him run these screen passes that Todd Monken does love. So that could be a guy I wouldn't be surprised with. And then, obviously the D tackles, Ty Robinson, Peebles, they're both available. Let's see here. I think they're finally announcing the pick. I apologize for you guys that are watching this with me. I have to just time it. I just start it when they're on because sometimes they do it in like 10 seconds and I don't even get an intro in. And I try and do it with like 1 minute of intro and then the pick happens. And of course, this time they decided to go like they always do and just stall time. But the Ravens only have brought in. Why did they not put the key addition of Cheeto Awuzie? What the heck? ESPN is slandering the Baltimore Ravens by not mentioning that they got Cheeto Awuzie. They brought up Cooper Rush, but they don't say Cheeto Awuzie, who's going to be a starter for us. That's insane. That is like utterly, undeniably insane for them to do. Let's see here. Again, I apologize that it is taking this long. But again, hopefully you guys subscribe to the channel. Check out the other videos. They're all much shorter than this one. This is like a first round pick wait time. They're just all sitting there. I think they're actually going to show the Ravens announce the pick. This is cool. They never do that. All right. Here we go. Ooh, we got a full squad coming out. Looks like some sort, maybe a flag football team, it looks like a bunch of, it's girls. They're all wearing jackets. But the Baltimore Ravens, with the 186th pick in the NFL draft, select still waiting. Wow, they're killing the moment right now. All right. The Ravens select Tyler Loop, kicker out of Arizona. Not shocking. I said there's a good chance they go with a kicker in the 6th round. Kicker just went. The kicker from Miami just went to the New England Patriots a few picks before. This makes sense. They don't know what's happening with Justin Tucker. Tyler Loop out of Arizona. Let's look up his stats because I can be 100% honest. I don't know his stats off the top of my head. ESPN will probably show them, but he does have a leg. It looks like hit 83% of his kicks, 67 out of 80, but 100% in 2021, 12 for 12. 2024, he was 18 for 23. He was 6 of 9 from 50 plus this year. Last year, he was 2 of 4 from 50 plus. 23 out of 25 on extra points this year, 53 for 53 last year. So he missed 2 extra points in his career. But I think this is a good pick. I think we needed kicker. I think kicker is an important position. We don't know what's happening with Justin Tucker. I assume this is the guy the Ravens wanted at kicker, and we got him. Let me know. Are you guys happy that we drafted a kicker? I think it's a decent pick. Again, I don't scout kickers, so cool. We got a kicker. Hopefully he's solid. We'll see what happens. Thank you all so much. Subscribe for more and check back for the next video. I will try and make it shorter, and hopefully it won't take as long for them to announce who they actually pick. Thank you so much. See you again then.